Well, I hope I don't get a copyright done thing for that. How are you all doing, guys? That was Cry for Her by Ghost Bells, who are my new favourite band. And I am going to see them in Manchester in March next year. Sorry, I'm a bit late. I was trying to get different things. I've been sat here for an hour trying to get different things, articles and that I want to go through and read to you guys. And so, yeah, my computer's decided to be slow. And it's to do with the wind. I'm pretty sure it's to do with the wind. My gate is also banging in the background. And the wind is blowing very, very badly. And I'm keeping my hood up with the cat ears because I've got lots of grey roots showing. I'm going to the hairdressers tomorrow. So I washed my hair this morning to get all because I use that spray-in root covering thing. It's black and it gets a bit sticky on your hair. And so when they put the colour on, it sometimes doesn't work as well with the black goop on, so I like to take it off. I haven't even had a chance to eat. I haven't even put proper makeup on today. Just haven't had time. So you can see my hair's all curly. I've not had a chance to blow dry. I did straighten my fringe, although it's going its own way today, so I not much I can do about it. It's very confusing when I'm looking at myself in the camera because it's the opposite way around. There we go. That's better. I can see in the mirror. I have a mirror next to my desk so that I can. It's a thing. It's look in the mirror and smile. And then, apparently it's supposed to make you feel happier. So if you haven't heard Ghost Bells, go have a listen to them. I have not had a chance to put all the links that I wanted to tonight into the description box. So when we finished, I will go and do that. So yeah. Have you all had a good Sunday? I hope so. And if you are watching and you do enjoy what you see, please give us a like, because we've got 12 people watching and a like would really, really help. That's going to... Like would really, really help. That's going to... Like would really, really help. I love that when you get it in like echoes and stuff. Yes, Chris, please, if there's anybody watching that has their own channel, please, please, please put up links to their channels. And also, if you can put up a link to Super Tansky's as well. Did everybody see Tan's video earlier? Oh, my God, I pissed myself laughing. I really, really pissed myself laughing. So let me have a quick look to see who's in the chat, because I see there's loads of people tonight, which is wonderful. So we've got Billy. Lovely to see you, Badgers. Oh, we've got Spike. Hello, Spike here. My hedgehog. I know, I'm being daft today. I'm in a very daft mood. But today's show is stuff and nonsense, and I think it's a good way to start the week with a load of stuff and nonsense rather than serious stuff that's going on. I do want to take a moment, though, to just think about the people that have been unalived in Bondi Beach in Australia and in the other school unaliving or college unaliving in the States. It's just senseless, totally senseless. So I bless their families with love and light and hope that they find who the perpetrators were. I believe I did see a headline earlier that that one person had been perhaps arrested in the States, not in the States, so in Australia. And apparently there were 3 in Australia. I'm not 100% sure. Like I say, I haven't had a chance to read all of the headlines as yet. So, hi, Lost Missionary. Hi, Chris C. Thank you for joining. Who else have we got? Chris, you're feeling a little glum this evening. Why? Have you been busy sewing? I've actually had quite a decent day today. I actually cooked my tea. It's in a pot simmering now. It's spag bol. Well, I've got positive news here. So we will see the positive news that I've got. Hi, Pete. It's lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. And I just want to say to Pete, thank you so much yesterday for all of your input regarding renal kidney issues. You are the person that, unfortunately, and I'm sorry that you are going through that. It's awful. It's awful. I'm actually feeling a lot better today. My run was a bit slow, and I have only drunk water today and herbal tea and my 2 cups of tea in the morning. My hair's getting in my eyes. I'm going to the hairdresser tomorrow. Can't wait. But yeah, kidney failure is not nice at all. I'm guessing you get the pain in your back as well. I don't know if you're on pain meds, but yeah, it's not nice. Hi, dears. Lovely to see you. Who else have we got? Let's see. Let's have a look, because I did see Daily Blase somewhere. Oh, sorry. I wish I had a magic wand. I also wish I had. Well, I do have wands, actually. I've got quite a collection. I will bring them with me next Sunday when we do Stuff and Nonsense and show you what they look like, because I've got all different sorts of wands. But they don't work. Not in the way that you want them to, you know. I've been trying for years for that spell to get it to work and to, sort out the dishes, sort out the washing, and it doesn't work. Doesn't work. I will still keep on trying, though. Chrissy, I wish I had a timeline, TARDIS, so I could go back and alter the timeline. Perhaps give the fathers of Trump and Farage a packet of condoms. Would they have used them? Probably not. Probably not. Let's have a look. Creating a range of gags just for Labour ministers. I think that's a good idea. I do think that is a good idea. Strange personalisation request for a dog bowl. The text they wanted was cock-whore in shocking pink. Okay. I've got a feeling that may well have been for a bachelorette party, a hen do. I would imagine that was for a hen do. 2 scientists talking. One says, I made a time machine, went back to 1939 and unalived Hitler. Second scientist says, who? I wish. Still going through the messages here, guys. So some weird Furies BDSM night. Okay. I was along the right lines there. Hi, Draco. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. I actually need to put all comments in because it's only showing me top chat. So there's a lot more comments than what I'm seeing. So sorry, guys, if I've missed anybody here. Hi, Kirsty. Lovely to see you. Hi, Stephen. Who else have we got? Yes, Daily Blase, Billy, Pete's. Who have I missed? I think I've got everybody. Pete says Ghost Bells are awesome. They are amazing. And she is just beautiful. And I cannot wait to meet them. I am meeting them. I'm hoping, fingers crossed, get to do a little interview with them that I can film and release on here. So let's keep fingers crossed that that happens. I just want to change my chat on this one as well to live chat. So it's not just... your missus is making you a coffee so you don't have to. Oh, that's brilliant. That's brilliant. I've been telling my cats to do stuff like that and they won't. Pete says, oddly, Witchy, once your kidneys are kaput, you stop getting pains in them. Small mercy, I suppose. Mind you, I'm on oxycodone for acute arthritis pain, so I wouldn't notice. Yeah, you probably wouldn't. Yeah. I've not been taking anything I've got some, I bought some paracetamol because I don't normally take paracetamol. I have been taking ibuprofen up until now, but it is not recommended when you have got kidney problems. So I am just avoiding all of that. So, oh, thank you for linking Tansky's channel. Guys, like I said earlier, if you have not seen the video that she put out about Bonnie Blue, oh my God, it is hilarious. Just go and watch it. Absolutely brilliant. As usual, she does us all proud, doesn't she? I missed anybody else? Sorry, guys. They're just okay. Okay, right. So if I've missed anybody's 11 dead, 29 injured so far following the Bondi Beach shooting. One attacker has been unalived, while another attacker was pew-pewed and taken into police custody. Good, good. Yeah, that's good news, but you know, it shouldn't happen, should it? These things should not happen. And my nose is all shiny because of the lights. I'm going to move that one a bit. Makes me less shiny. Is that okay? Because I know I'm looking very shadowy and dark, but what light is that that's shining on the side? Oh, it's this one. It's this one. Let me know if it's a bit dark and I'll move the light again. Voltarol and ibuprofen are big no-nos. Yeah, yeah. Well, Voltarol and ibuprofen are the same thing. It's just different names, and Voltarol is slightly stronger. I actually had a very, very bad allergic reaction to Voltarol many, many years ago. I nearly died. But that was a long time ago in a life far, far away. So the Fail are reporting misinformation that kids are among those unalived. It has not been confirmed that kids have been unalived. You know, it's the same. You look back at the whatchamacallit, Alice, Bibi, and Elsie, the three little girls that were unalived in Southport, and how quickly rumours spread. And, you know, social media has a lot to answer for, doesn't it, when it comes to things like that? It's really, really sad, really, really wrong that people just speculate about things without having any knowledge or any, you know, truth to it. And then you get the Fail who do things like that. And I detest misinformation, false information, reporting of things that are not factual. Now, sometimes I will own up to the fact that sometimes I have made mistakes on figures or facts or information that I have put out, but I've always gone and apologized and corrected myself. You know, I think that there's nothing worse. In fact, was it Kirsty the other day? No, it wasn't Kirsty. It was Jessica who corrected me on something that I'd said on one of my previous lives. And it was about, I think I'd said Israel or Iran, and it was actually Iraq that I was referring to, where they want to lower the age of consent for men to wed girls of 9 years old. So, yeah. I apologize for that mistake. So yeah, I did actually say to her, thank you for letting me know, because I don't watch these videos back. It's just too much. There's so much other stuff online that I want to pay attention to and watch. Right, so let us come to the first story of the day, which is all about our Tommy's Christmas service in London yesterday. I did, when I came live yesterday, I did have a bit of the live stream on where they were singing carols and all sorts of things. It was so funny, people being saved. And I was watching the live feed comments as well, and it was just hilarious. And there was somebody on there that was, you know, trolling, and which I didn't have time to troll because I was busy. Hi, Elle, lovely to see you, darling. Thank you for joining. Stephen, effing hate, lying, misinformation, and the MSM are plainly dangerous for anyone's health. Yeah. Christy, it wasn't a Christmas service. It was a grifter's service, nothing more and nothing less. Absolutely 100% correct. They were grifting for money. Apparently, they were expecting a few 100,000 like they had earlier in the year on the Unite the Kingdom rally when there were 110,000 people estimated. Only 1,000 people showed up. Am I surprised? No, because all these so-called plastic patriots and Christian nationalists and people who claim they are Christians aren't. They aren't. We know the kind of people that support and follow Tommy and his ilk, and they are knuckle draggers. They are the blokes that go to the pub and get absolutely wasted, go home and, you know, abuse their missus and the kids. We know this. They don't go to church on a Sunday because they've got hangovers. They, you know, we know that they are predators from the previous information that's been gathered from previous protests. The Southport protest, I think it was what, 40% of them were predators of some sort. So there was a counter-protest that was organised at the same time by Stand Up to Racism. And they actually wrote on their ex Twitter account saying, Robinson's event got nowhere near the big numbers he predicted today. While there is absolutely no room for complacency, it shows that Robinson's momentum can be broken. Whether it was being broken by people against Robinson or whether it was just being broken by the fact that so many of his followers are not Christians. And when I was watching, I could see that they were trying to do a sort of American evangelical type of, you know, thing, get that going. And it wasn't working. You know, I don't think British people are that outgoing. They're used to church services that are very dull and very boring. So, yeah, it was a bit of a joke. And Church of England has responded to Robinson's event with Christmases for All message, which I'm going to read a little bit of. And I've also got a video. Oh, I had a video lined up and it's vanished now because I had mistake going on my laptop. There's a 48-minute video that talks about, you know, Christ is for everybody, that Christmas, you know, Christ hasn't been taken out of Christmas, and that it is Christmas, that it's not whatever, you know, these knuckle draggers, and it's all fake. We know it's all fake, but these people don't go and fact check. They don't fact check what they see. They see a post from their neighbor or their mate down the pub, and it's like, the thing with the trees at Tesco, you know, winter trees, and it actually says Christmas trees. If you go onto the website, because I order my stuff online for Tesco because I really don't like shopping, it's not the shopping so much, it's the people. It's people that, and I get very anxious. A lot of you know I have anxiety. And it says on their website items, Christmas trees. It actually says Christmas trees, and it says Christmas cake. And, you know, it's got all the Christmas stuff there. So it is just farcical that these people look for things to be enraged about. They're Karens. They are the British version of Karens. And what's it, Kevin's? I'm sorry if you're called Karen or Kevin. I really am, because I hate that. I've got quite a few friends called Karen, and I've got a mate called Kevin as well. And it just infuriates me that they've come up with those names for people who are annoying. Because my friends called Karen and Kevin are not annoying. So Karen and Kevin, if you are watching, they're not related. They don't know each other. But if they, you know, are watching, I'm sorry, I'm not meaning you guys. So yeah, Robinson told the crowd that he used to hate the church, but he met a pastor in prison who taught him about the Bible. I'm hoping that the pastor was one that was contracted in to do ministering in prison, and not a pastor who was in prison for a crime. Hymn sheets were handed out to the crowd, and a woman walked around selling St. George's flags and Santa hats. So yeah, it was a grift. It was a big grift. It's just ridiculous that they are trying to nationalize things that are sacred. I feel so sad. I'm not Christian, but I believe in the freedom of religion. I believe that everybody has their own choice of what faith belief system they want to follow, even Satanism. If somebody wants to be a Satanist, so be it. I'm not there to judge. They will be judged themselves when they pass over. But to force everybody to be something, and if you aren't Christian, if you aren't this, if you don't believe in the right, if you don't believe that migrants should be, sent back, then you're not English. No. They're trying to spread fear. They're trying to make us all afraid of what they would do to us if Reform get into power. Please, Goddess, don't let that happen. Please. Believe me, I shall be casting many, many spells for that not to happen. So looking at the Church of England's response, pop-ups. So C of E responds to Robinson's Carols event with Christmas is for All message. This is from The Guardian. Release of the 43-second video comes as a senior church figures speak out against dangers of Christian nationalism. The C of E has released a video in response, amid calls from a growing number of senior church figures to challenge Christian nationalism, and rightly so. We've said it on many channels, haven't we, that Christ was Middle Eastern. I spoke about this yesterday. He was Middle Eastern. He wasn't white British. And, we as British people went and invaded those lands, didn't we? The Knights Templars. And I just find it so hypocritical that you have these people who are thugs, who are criminals, who are now preaching that Christianity is the way to go. Like I said, if you are Christian, that's great. But being saved in the way that they were being saved at the thing yesterday was just a load of bollocks. In the 43-second video, Christmas isn't cancelled. More than 20 people from the Archbishop of York to school children speak about the joy, love and hope of Christmas. The message is a simple reminder that Christmas belongs to all of us and everyone is welcome to celebrate, the C of E said. I mean, I'm pagan and I'm having my Yule dinner on Saturday because Saturday night is my Yule Eve and I shall be observing the sunset and observing the sunrise. I shall not be staying awake all night because that's just ridiculous, but I will be getting up before the sunrise, which isn't that hard to do at this time of year. Because when it's midsummer, I have to get up really stupidly early and then I end up going back to bed again. Sorry, I got my phone on plinky plonky and I've just remembered I've got to do a reading for a friend. Oops. I will do that after this and after I've had my tea. So yeah, I'll be celebrating that, but I will also be celebrating Christmas with my mum and my sister's family because I can. Why not? Why can't I celebrate several different religions, festivals? I had friends in South Africa, 2 lovely Jewish friends. One was Orthodox, the other one wasn't. She ate bacon. But the other one who was Orthodox, we used to do shul on Friday night where we would, she would cook and she would bless the food and we had to wear things, as guests on our heads. And I thought it was a beautiful ceremony. I do not see anything wrong with those religions. What I do see something wrong with, though, is those who go and say, my religion is the correct one, your religion isn't, and I'm going to unalive you because you don't accept our religion as the one true God being you know, the fundamentalists and the nationalists. A number of its leaders are speaking out against the dangers of Christian nationalism and the appropriation of Christian symbols to bolster the anti-migrant views of Robinson and his supporters taking part in the Unite the Kingdom event. Rowan Williams, the former Archbishop of Canterbury, warned of the potential weaponisation of such events as the one planned for Saturday and said the C of E must be absolutely clear that the true Christian message was one of compassion and welcome to all. And it is. It is welcome to all. Aaron Aurora, the Bishop of Kirkstall and co-lead bishop on racial justice, said Christianity was being used as a flag of convenience by the far right, a nationalist ideology cloaking itself in religion. He added, any attempt to co-opt Christianity to particular political agendas or ideologies should be viewed with deep suspicion. The far right has often sought to wrap itself in flags or symbols which belong to us all, and now they are seeking to do it with Christmas. That should be resisted. And there's lots of other comments on there from other leaders within the church and various information there. So like I say, I will go and post these links to the description box once I have finished streaming. Let me go back to my YouTube page. Sorry, guys, more water. Let's quickly have a look at some of the messages. Chris C, having been in prison, the chaplaincy teams are fantastic. However, he will not have been visited by them 3 times a week, and it would be whoever was on duty. So Catholic, pagan, Muslim, Jewish, etc. Yeah, there is a pagan ministry as well that does work through prison services. I know several of them, Pagan Federation, all of the people that sort of work, they don't work for it because it's a charity-based organization, but there's a lot of people. I mean, I know them as being witches and other pagans. We would have Pagan Pride March in Nottingham every year, but that they stopped it because, bless her, the lady that organized it, Esme, she it was just becoming so big, so big, and she just couldn't cope anymore. She was very poorly, and nobody else has taken over, which is very sad. I don't have the energy to take over and organize something like that. Hi, Jamie, lovely to see you. Oh, thank you for the top. Shine, Shien, whatever it is, however you pronounce it. Cat with cat ears. It's nice and cozy as well. L, I'm about believe and belief. I used to say live and let live, but that's missing somewhere. Hi, Lana, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. How is everything down in New Zealand? I think you said you were on the North Island, didn't you? Robinson has stated this will not be a one-off Christmas service. They plan to host one every year. Let them, you know. Perhaps some good will come out of it, is all we can hope, that perhaps some good will come out of it. Hot as Hades, Lana says. Oh, I wish it was like that here. The wind is howling. We're supposed to have rain this evening. It was 9 degrees today when I went, no, was it 6 degrees when I went running? But the sun was out, which was nice. Just going back over some comments here. If only Krampus came into their church meet and sorted things out, that would be fun. That would be a lot of fun. Stephen's been in and out of Discord all day. Kevins were boy racers, okay, but they have been, I've noticed they have been calling them Kevins, but in America, I think they call them Chads, but that could be the manosphere thing, that the Chads are the guys with the, you know, the Desperate Dan chins. Let's have a look. What's unalived more people than cancer? Oh, is that, oh, that must be renal failure. Okay. What makes me laugh, Chris says, what makes me laugh is how Tommy stated that during his time in prison, the chaplaincy would visit him 3 times a week. Okay, I missed this message. That is BS. They will only visit someone in the segregation unit once a week. Yeah, they're too busy. They've got lots to do. You know, they don't just minister to those in prison. They minister to many different people. Is it working? Have I come back to... We are back. Okay, good. The cats. It was the cats. They had knocked the bloody router off of the table. It was on the floor and it was all flashing. I'm back. Bloody cats. And I've left the door open, and so you're going to hear Buttercup shout at me in a minute. I think, Elle, you asked the other day, or was it Kirsty? One of you asked which cat owns me. She does. Do you want to get on my knee? Come on. Come and see everybody. Come on, Miss Shouty Bum. Meow. 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 Do you want your dinner? Well, you weren't there when I dished it up, so it's in the cupboard. She wants her dinner. She's going to have to wait. Damn cats. Yes, damn cats. Don't blame the babies. No, one of them knocked it off because they jump on the table, which is underneath the windowsill, to get to the windowsill because there's cushions all over the windowsill because that faces south. So they like to lie there in the sunshine. And the windowsill's also got, the table itself's also got cushions on because it's next to the radiator. I know, I spoil them. Last night, I must tell you, it was so funny. Bloody Thorny was so naughty, and he did this on purpose because he knew what I would do. She is very vocal, Stephen, very, very vocal. She shouts at me all the time. The other cats have, your cats are shouting too, Kirsty. Cats and dogs doing interviews. I haven't, Pete. But they sound like fun. Hi, Regan. Lovely to see you. Oh, who owns me the most? It's this one. Come on. It's this one, Buttercup. Come on, say hello to everybody. She's my cutie pie. She is absolutely beautiful. Purr. Are you having purrs? Are you having big purrs? That's it. You just come and annoy me now. She is the one that annoys me in the morning. She comes and in my hair, claws in my hair. She thinks it's fur and it's really not. Sorry that you're seeing her bomb. That is so typical. So yeah, she's my cutie pie. I love her to bits. I do. She gets under the duvet with me, and she always sits on my knee, and she will push the other cats off. She will. You're getting lots of hellos. One of mine is baffled looking about. Hi, Mithril, lovely to see you. So glad you could join. Oh, wow, I've got quite a lot of you joined tonight, which is wonderful. So, yes, we were talking about Tiny Tommy. Well, we've had enough of him, haven't we? Let's not talk about him anymore. Let's move on to aliens. Who believes in aliens? No, don't stand on the keyboards. Don't stand on the bloody keyboards. Don't knock things over. She will cause chaos. If you hear a clatter, it's her. Meow. Aliens. You're allergic to cat fur, Chrissy. Oh, no. Jamie, she is beautiful. She is beautiful. She's a little bugger, though. Oh, yeah, I was telling you last night, Thorn. So he's been hiding in the house somewhere, and I don't know where he's been hiding. I've been looking for him, and I can't find his little hidey hole. So I always try and get them all in at night because I don't like them being out, especially in the cold. And I went to find him, and he was under his tree, which is not too far from where I'm sat. And he wouldn't come in. I've got the torch, and I'm shining it. Wouldn't. He sat there looking at me. I thought, okay, I know how I'll get you in is by shaking the Dreamies bag. And it worked. Of course it worked. Walked outside, shook it once, and he came dashing. And the rest of them also came dashing from wherever they were hiding. So it was a dreamy night. They all had a few dreamies. So that advert is right. I don't know what's in them, but they know the sound of the bag when you rattle it. So coming back to aliens, you've got Alien on your Christmas tree. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. I love that, Kirsty. Lost Missionary, believe in aliens more than ghosts. I believe in aliens. I'm less sure they've visited us. Cat crack. Yeah, cat crack and catnip. That's also another one. They love catnip. Catamine. I like that. Which I have 4. I see many bums in a day. Yeah, I've just got one that doesn't clean her bum, and it's disgusting. And yeah, she does, but not right away. You know, this one always has a clean bum. She's very fastidious with her toileting and cleaning routine. What are you doing? Just settle. Just settle. No, okay. Given how large the universe is and how old it is, we can't be the only life forms. I was going to say intelligent life, but that would be lying. Well, especially some of us, yeah. Can you imagine aliens landing and saying, take me to your leader, and then they meet Trump and they go, no, it's okay, we'll just go. Ben Riddings, is this what I think it is? Because I hope it is. And if it is, then I hope it is. Ben, hi, I've no idea, but thank you for joining us. Just a reminder that if you do troll, you will be booted. I've got a few spanners in the chat tonight, guys. So if you are going to, comment, please comment politely, and we shall, commune and talk and chat. And we are now going on to aliens. So I've been watching this thing, where is it now? This 3-eye atlas. And I saw an article last night, and they've updated it today. So this was updated today at 5:20. So this is like completely updated news about, hi, Scott, lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. Or is Ben Scott? Is Scott Ben? Don't know. So we are known. Okay. So, go away, bloody pop-ups. So this 3-eye atlas has real physical jet. And this is just days before the Earth approached. So it's supposed to be the closest to us on the 19th, which is Friday. And there's part of me that's really hoping that it is extraterrestrial, that it is life from another planet that's come to hopefully save us from the shit that we have in governments around the world, and the horrible regimes of dictatorship and so on. It would be nice, but it's probably just a comet. However, I'm going to read this article out to you. Mithril, Private Eye ran that cartoon in Trump's first term. Aliens land on the White House lawn, take us to your... Oh, never mind. Yeah, I thought I'd seen that. Was it the aliens from The Simpsons? I love them. I love those two. They're brilliant. So, Manhattan-sized interstellar visitor hurtling through space has captured the imaginations of UFO watchers for months. Now, one scientist fears new pictures prove it has a real physical jet. Now, the article that I read last night that I was going to talk about, obviously, this has been updated. He, what's his name? R.V. Loeb, was saying that the actual comet itself is changing colors all the time, and it's not got the same sort of principles and mechanisms that normal comets have. And he's the only one that's saying that it is possibly alien life form. But NASA and SpaceX and other space agencies are keeping stum on the whole thing. They're not actually saying anything, which sort of makes you think, well, maybe it is, and maybe they're just keeping it quiet because they don't want to panic the world. Because obviously, you know what will happen if the world's panic. We'll run out of toilet paper, all the bread and milk will be gone. and people with weapons will be using their weapons, and people will panic. You know what it's like. So thank goodness I'm actually a bit of a prepper. Yeah, I know. It's sad. It's sad, but it's something that I am aware of, you know, with the issue that we had with COVID and the shortages that we had of things. It's just something that I've got. And I camp, so a lot of my camping equipment can be used, you know, my gas stove, my gas heater, my tents. I've got a portable loo, you know, all of that. I'm very well organized when it comes to camping. So if I have to, and I've got a 25-litre backpack as well. Hopefully I won't ever have to use it, but I can also run. So that's a good thing. So I can run away from any zombies that may occur. So this mystery object approaching Earth has been pictured with a real physical jet as it hurtles us. A space boffin has warned, and this is Avi Loeb. It's flying through the solar system at 150,000 miles per hour. I can't even imagine how fast that is. I really can't. The interstellar visitor's anti-tail was first pictured in July as it approached the sun. Most boffins think it's a comet that has been traveling for billions of years, and the anti-tail is ice melting from the speeding space rock, which it generally is. But Loeb insisted the fact that it is still visible as the object zooms away from the sun adds to his fears that it could be an extraterrestrial artifact about to make first contact. When he says artifact, I mean, he's not saying that it is aliens, that it is, you know, alien life form, but it could be something from space, from another planet that is just, you know, perhaps another planet that's got blown apart. Sorry, I have a hair, bloody hair. Can't wait to get my hair done tomorrow. I'm so excited. So wouldn't it be great if it stops, because it's coming closer to Earth on the 19th, it'll be the closest it will be to Earth before its trajectory takes it out of the solar system. But can you imagine if it stops and then changes direction towards us? How awesome would that be? It would be so awesome. He said the rotational gradient brightness map shows a prominent anti-tail, uncommon for comets, pointing in the direction of the sun, because surely the sun would have melted off the ice. You know, that's science, isn't it? Whereas an anti-tail had been seen for solar system comets as a temporary perspective effect when the Earth crossed the comet's orbital plane, this is clearly not the case with 3I Atlas. In a recent blog post, he added the anti-tail of 3I Atlas is therefore not a perspective effect. It is a real physical jet with a glow extending from 3I Atlas towards the sun. So is it a real physical jet? Is it being, you know, propulsioned through space? Hi, Alistair M. Lovely to see you. Thanks for joining. Sorry, I am reading through this article. Its nature is a mystery because gas and micrometer dust particles are expected to be pushed away from the sun by solar radiation pressure and the solar wind, creating the appearance of a tail as routinely seen in solar system comets. I hope this makes sense to you guys. It does to me. The object is set to make its closest approach to Earth on December the 19th. That is what? Friday. So I might have to do a live stream on Friday afternoon, guys, obviously before Darren from Daily Blase. Oh, yes, if Darren's still in the chat, I don't know if he is, but if you would like to follow Daily Blase's channel, he is absolutely brilliant. And also Reagan Elite is there as well. I know he's having some problems at the moment, but his channel is fab. So I think he's got a thing lined up. I don't know if he's live tomorrow morning, but he has a thing lined up for tomorrow evening. So yeah, definitely follow those two channels. Thank you, Chris C, for popping those on. Sorry, just another sip of water. Loeb has previously raised fears this may present the best chance for it to deviate from its course and make contact with humans if it is alien technology. He added in his recent blog post that the anti-tail could be explained by the scattering of sunlight by fragments of ice shed from the sun-facing side of 3I Atlas. So, you know, he's being, you know, he's looking at both sides of it, the argument here. He is thinking about this logically and that it could be this, but it could be that. And I think he's like me. He's hoping that it is something that's going to be super cool. Or it could be a swarm of objects that lag behind 3I Atlas because of its non-gravitational acceleration away from the sun. Swarm of objects, could that be rocks? Could that be, you know, other space stuff? Maybe it could be other, you know, spaceships, smaller ones. He added analysis of the latest Hubble image could potentially favor one of these explanations. By recognizing anomalies, we can learn something new. By ignoring them, we remain ignorant. And I absolutely agree with him. And I think, you know, as I do look into a lot of space science, if I could have ever gone into space, I would have. I would have been terribly ill and thrown up everywhere. But I would have loved to have gone into space and, you know, just... And I don't mean that as running away from things. I mean that as an exploration thing, you know, and never coming back wouldn't bother me in the slightest. But I'd want to take my cats. I definitely want to take my cats. Discovered on the 1st of July this year. So it's only 6 months, isn't it? It's only 6 months that this has been discovered. So, you know, we are aware of other comets like Halley's Comet that have been there for a long, long time. And this one is passing really close to Earth. It's the third known object outside our solar system to be discovered hurtling through space. At a press conference in November, eggheads at NASA said their analysis was that the Manhattan-sized object was a comet. Many scientists think it is potentially the oldest of its kind ever seen, and it was catapulted out of an alien star system in the frontier region of the Milky Way up to 7 billion years ago. So even if it is just a comet, how old is this thing? You know, the distance that it's traveled. And it just makes you realize the distance and the, you know, expanse that is around us. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes when I think of Earth floating in space, it's quite scary. It is quite scary, I think, sometimes to think like that. Now, on another note of space fun, this is from Live Science now. The article was published on the 27th of March, 2024. So some of you may already know this, that I've just come across this article now, but Milky Way's monster black hole may be shooting superheated jets into our galaxy, groundbreaking images reveal. A new polarized light image of the supermassive black hole. Yeah, the song is in my head now. I do like that band. I really do like Muse. Sagittarius A has given us our first clear look at the magnetic field of the cosmic juggernaut, which suggests that it may have superheated jets, just like even larger black holes. And it's funny, isn't it? It's talking about superheated jets when the comet that is in our solar system has potentially got superheated jets. It makes you wonder, doesn't it? Is the universe a structure that is made by something, and we are, you know, the microcosm within the microcosm of the cosmos, and that exists in another sort of place on a planet somewhere, and that we're in like somebody's fish tank or something like that. I often think about these things. Maybe it's my insanity that makes me think about these things. I don't know. The newest photo of Sagittarius A from the Event Horizon Telescope has given us our first glimpse of the spiraling magnetic field lines of the supermassive black hole. Sorry, I'm going to pop back onto the live stream here on my YouTube channel. Ben Ridding's black holes freak me out. They do me. Because they eat everything, but do we know what's on the other side of them? We don't, because we can't see into them. They reveal a look at the matter-gobbling behemoth's magnetic field. The stunning snaps suggest that the cosmic void named Sagittarius A, SAG-A, may be harboring hidden jets that are shooting superheated matter into our galaxy. The new images were captured by the Event Horizon. This is just sort of repeating stuff here. An array of radio observatories around the globe that act as a single telescope, which captured the first ever direct photo of SAG-A back in 2022. Unlike previous images of the black hole, which is located around 27,000 light years from the sun, the new shots were taken using polarized light. This type of light is made up of waves that vibrate in a single plane. The human eye cannot distinguish it from other light, but it can be picked up by radio telescopes. So, I mean, this is millions and millions of miles away from us, 27,000 light years from us, from the sun. So it's not going to affect us unless it suddenly has this massive growth spurt. Just so difficult to get your head around. It is stuff, space stuff. It is like, you just think of these things that we are so small and tiny and minute compared to the universe. And the universe is constantly expanding as well. So it's always growing. How, I know it's a light thing and they measure the light and they measure through the telescopes and they measure like how they find out that there are other planets in other solar systems. They wait for a darker spot to come around a sun, which we see as stars. And then when they have that darker spot, they can sort of say, right, it's a planet and it's got this orbit around this sun, or suns, or, I just find it fascinating that we evolved on this planet and, we've gone through all of these changes and, in the span of life, and we've ended up with a bunch of idiots in power. Who'd have thunk it? Who'd have thunk it? Matter swirling around a black hole's event horizon, the point beyond which nothing, not even light, can escape the black hole's gravitational pull, emits a lot of polarized light, making it stand out in the new photos. This matter is mainly aligned along magnetic field lines. As a result, scientists can now use the new images as a de facto map of SAG-A magnetic field, and they are surprised by how powerful it appears to be. What we're seeing now is that there are strong, twisted, and organized magnetic fields near the black hole at the center of the Milky Way galaxy. Sarah Issaoun at EHT, astronomer at the Harvard and Smithsonian Center for Astrophysics, said in a statement, the researchers hope this discovery can help them learn more about how SAG-A feeds on the matter encircling it, she added. So one of the biggest surprises from the new study is how similar the new images look to the magnetic field of Messier 87, M87, a black hole that's around 1,000 times larger than SAG-A and located 53 million light years away in the Messier 87 galaxy. I'm not going to go on there, but I will link that article. So if you want to go and find out more about these black holes and what they're doing, we see this as an object or a thing that we don't fully understand. But what if that is a being with consciousness? Can you imagine if it has consciousness? And it thinks, I'm heading toward you guys on Earth because you're just fucking up miserably. Oh, yes, Lost Missionary. I've seen this one before. We're spiraling around a sun, spiraling around a galaxy, spiraling around a black hole whilst expanding away from everything in a spiral. Stephen, are you the only one that's never read or watched Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? Possibly. I would recommend you read the books. Don't watch the movies. The books are far better. And if you're going to read Douglas Adams stuff, please also read Long Dark Tea Time of the Soul and Dirk Gently's Holistic Detective Agency. They are also absolutely brilliant books. I love them. Pete, suddenly you've no feed. It seems to be carrying on here. Can somebody give me a love heart or a thumbs up on the little doohickey on the side to let me know if we're still streaming? I've not had a message come up. I'm not seeing things. We can see you. Yeah, we can see you, Pete. Kirsty, I think we should all be more cat and just meow when we want something or nothing, or just want to be heard for no reason, or when we can't decide if we want to be indoors or outdoors. You know, indoors, outdoors, sit in the middle. Diz, the film version was partly filmed nearby where I live. Oh, didn't know that, Diz. Where, okay, don't tell me where you live, but where was it filmed? You know, we don't, obviously we want to try and keep you know, people's information secret, because, you know, nobody wants weirdos contacting us. Talking about weirdos. So I use an app for my running called Strava. It's a really good app, but you have to go into it and change the settings. It's not like Facebook, which is quite straightforward. So you can request friends from various places. And I actually got a request from Mark Vanman. So he runs as well. I didn't realize he runs very far, very fast, much faster than me and much farther than me. But I do think he's probably about 30 years younger than me. So this app Strava, I love it. It's a brilliant, brilliant app. Let me just get it up on my phone. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it, but it gives me all sorts of statistics. It shows me sort of, you know, my, like the down bit there, that was August when I was away for Bloodstock, and then I was away for Lamass as well. So that's why in August there's not much activity. And it tells me how many days I've run, my training zones, my performances. So November dates there. The highest one is the 10K run that I did on Wednesday. It shows me my distances. It shows me the speed, the relative effort, the all sorts of things. So now I pay for this app. I do actually pay for Strava. You don't have to, you can get it for free and you can just use the basics. But I decided with my running getting serious that I would pay. Kirsty, I've seen that app. It's quite handy for monitoring activity levels. It is. And it also monitor, you know, you can do yoga, other training and all sorts. And it also allows you to record when you do a race. It allows you to do cycling, all sorts of things on there, even walking. So you can see the routes that you've walked and the miles and the steps and so on. So this story is from the BBC. It is dated the 12th of December. And it obviously came up on my feed because it's from Strava. And it's a woman who, she was sent creepy messages by a stranger on Strava. Now, many of us women can understand receiving creepy messages. I have my Facebook page private. That's it. I don't want other people to see, but I've got that's my profile. But I've got a page, The Witchy Goth, which is open. And I do get messages there, but it has an automatic response. So, you know, but I have had creepy messages. I think most women have received dick pics in the past and, you know, told men to F off through the app and what have you. But this was on Strava. Now, people join Strava because they want to run and they want to track their performance, and they want to track their performance against other runners. You know, when you do a park run, it matches you up with all the people in the park run that you're in. When you do a race, it suggests those people. And, you know, it's, you go and give people kudos. So if they've done a, you know, really good run, or, I mean, this one guy that ran ridiculous distance, I think it was 100 kilometers. I was like, wow, people just going on and commenting. And he had, you know, hundreds of people commenting that well done. And, you know, I mean, those things are amazing to see. So it's very, you know, you can ask questions, people can give you advice, and you can also record the shoes that you wear, and it shows you the mileage that your shoes have had. It's a really brilliant app, but you can send messages. Now, I don't have that activated on my app. When Emma began receiving messages from a stranger through the exercise app Strava, she thought he would eventually go away. But instead, he bombarded her with comments about her runs, constantly asking how she was and whether he could join her for the next time she went out. He sent loads of messages about my runs and my routes, really pushing for other social media, even replying to himself, Emma said, describing it as creepy. That's something that a lot of men do. Now, I'm not saying all men. I belong to a couple of groups on Facebook where women are on dating sites. I'm not. I just can't be asked. It's a minefield. I'm not bothered. I'm not interested. Generally, most of the men are only interested in a booty call. And if you know, they'll start off the conversation, hi, how are you? Really nice to meet you. We've matched on certain things, and you respond, and then it's like, so what are you doing? And I'm doing this. And it's like, can you send me a picture of your tits? Or, you know, I'm playing with myself while looking at your photos. Or, and then if you're like not interested, they go off and get so angry and start, and you're not responding anymore. They're just responding to themselves. And then you get some guys who will respond and say, you know, send messages, you know, 20 messages in a row, you working or you're busy or you're asleep. And then they're like, why aren't you answering me? I've sent you messages. You don't like me. And some of them can get really, really toxic. And so I don't, as I say, I don't belong to those, to any dating apps. I did try the Facebook one. And again, I got a guy saying he just wanted to kiss my lips. Hadn't even met him. And I'm like, you know, that's not the kind of thing that I want to hear. Andrea, working fangirl, hi, my love. Thank you for joining. Men act like this, then wonder why all the straight women are going 4B. Yeah. Can you explain in the chat quickly, Andrea, what 4B actually is? It's basically women not dating, not having intercourse, not communicating with men, and something else I can't remember. Oh, bless you, Stephen. Thank you for joining today. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be on in the morning because my hair appointment's at 11:30, so I've got to get up, run, and then go for my hair appointment. But yeah, thank you for joining, Stephen. I don't know if I'm going to go live tomorrow evening either because I've got a blood test at 4:20, and then I'm having my not COVID jab, my flu jab afterwards. Wichigoth, you have no idea why. What? We get messages like that. Yeah, we do. Has the uni allowed you to keep your progress on? Yes, no, they will keep my progress on the studies. Yeah, so I've done that one essay, and I don't want to redo it because I got a good score. I'm happy with that score. So yeah, they do. So that's good. No sex, no dating, no kids or marriage. That's it. Thank you. I couldn't remember them all, Andrea. So thank you for that. And yes, so many women are doing that because of the toxic manosphere and because of instances like this lady, Emma. She realized he was able to see where she usually ran, as she had accepted him as a follower due to having multiple followers in common. They do that, don't they? They do that on Facebook as well. You get requests to make friends with people, and it's like, I don't know this person. And you go and check out their profile, and it's like, not really my cup of tea, that one. So I'll give that one a miss. Emma, not her real name, is now urging other users to check their privacy settings, as when many sign up, they may have left their settings on the default, which is public, meaning their information, including run routes, can be seen by others. A spokesperson for Strava, which uses GPS to track users' activity, said, "We are continually evolving our robust privacy measures, and new users are guided through privacy settings at onboarding." With more than 150 million global users, Strava have added the safety of their community as a top priority. Okay, so here's a message from this guy. Doesn't have his name, doesn't have his image. So I was scared I have been ignored. Hi, so-and-so, how are you? Seems you aren't much active here. Do you mind if we chat on other social platforms? Nice work and good efforts on your run this week. Hoping to see more progress next week. Hopefully I can tag along on some of your runs. Seems you know good routes. This is why we have to be so careful. This is why so many women choose the bear. I follow a channel called Truly Criminal. They upload a new one every Saturday evening, and I watched that last night. And it was a guy and girl met on a dating site. They met up in real life. They had a date. He got completely wasted. She then helped him to the taxi, and she paid for the taxi, and she paid for the clean-up taxi bill because he threw up all over. And then she walked him into his hotel room, and she was never seen from again. And yes, he unalived her. He unalived her. We're not safe. We are not safe. She was doing what she believed to be a good thing, getting into a taxi and getting home. Personally, I would have probably walked out. And, if somebody's going to get drunk when you're having a first date, they've got a problem. And this guy, it turns out, has other issues, has been arrested for other things. And, that list, Clare's Law, needs to be accessible to each and every single person, not just women, but men as well. Because, then men can warn women about who is a predator and who isn't. So I put a comment on there saying, this is why women choose the bear. Because this was an English case. It was an English case. She does a lot from all over, but this was an English case. And I put there, this is why women choose the bear. And I got a comment from a male, and I knew it was coming. It's just inevitable, saying 100% going to get eaten by the bear. That's not what choosing the bear means. Choosing the bear means that if you say, so the hypothetical question is, if you're a woman alone in a wood, would you rather come across a bear or a strange man, or a strange man, somebody who's a stranger to you, not somebody who you know? And the vast majority of women, I cannot remember the percentage, said a bear. Because we know that men can be absolutely awful, can do things to us that eventually lead to being unalived. Oh, thank you, Andrea Deadwork. Z Wang was her name. Thank you. Was she? No, this was no, she wasn't Chinese or Asian. She was, hang on, let me have a look at my subscriptions, and I'll get her name because it will be in the description box. Bear with me. Showing me a load of stuff that I don't really want to see right now. Truly Criminal. Truly Criminal. Katie Locke, disturbing murder of Katie Locke. So yeah, have a watch of that. If you, I'll link that as well into the description box below. Just reminded of you. Yeah, I know. I've seen that one as well. I follow Truly Criminal. I follow Coffee House Crime. I follow Disturbing, and I follow Bizarre Bazaar, because he finds some really weird cases, stuff from Eastern European countries, which are very, very interesting. But this is what guys want to do. They want to, not all guys, abuse women. We are to them, many of us to them are objects. We're not people. We are objects. Chrissy, how Clare's law works if you have to make an application? Yeah, to the police for the information. Yeah, and you have to pay, because I wanted to check something out and you have to pay. And I'm like, oh. But yeah, you shouldn't have to pay. A woman should not have to pay for a service where she needs to check if she's going to be safe with this person. Andrea, this is why I lost interest in true crime. Oh, I don't have to pay. Okay. Thank you. I shall go and have a look then. Because I want to find out about this specific person. The thing is, the true crime stuff as well. There's also Misery Machine, and they do a lot about children. And because I'm studying psychology, well, I've deferred my course now until next year, but I'm still interested in those things as to understanding why people do those things. And in Misery Machine, a lot of the perpetrators that harm the kids are women, which is incredibly sad. Unfortunately, a lot of them are very poor, very uneducated, are addicted to substances, have experienced abuse themselves. It is incredibly sad that this happens, and it shows where social services fails. And most of the cases are American, but it does show where social services fail and how different places can, miss information. And if people move, that social services doesn't hand the information over to another social services. However, the police will disclose any information if they feel that person poses a risk of harm to others. Thank you. Yeah, Misery Machine's videos are very hard hitting. They are. I often cry. I do. It is, but it makes it real as well. It makes me realize that this is the kind of work that I'm going to be going into. So I need to be able to understand why these people do what they do. When he first asked about my running club, I thought it was all right. He had lots of mutual followers. Then he kept messaging and it was a bit creepy, Emma of Coventry said. She replied initially, but then the man kept messaging. I wanted this app for running, not to meet people. There are dating apps for that, she added. I agree. There are dating apps for that. I'm not on Strava to meet people. I don't want to run with other people. I like running on my own. My own enjoyment and pleasure from running. Running with another person, you have to talk to them. And I think about my progress. I think about my steps. I think about my breath. I think about where I'm going. I run trails. So there are lots of, at the moment, leaves, mud, roots, and everybody knows I fall over a lot. So, and I count as well. I have this counting thing, and I look at the birds and the animals, and I don't want to be interrupted by another person on my runs, which is why I haven't joined a club. But when you do I belong to Park Run. I haven't done one yet, but hopefully in the new year I'll be doing park runs. It's just there's been too many things been happening, tutorials, races, and so on, that I've not been able to go to a park run. Emma said she did not continue to reply or even open any of the messages he was sending, but they still kept coming. She began to change where she ran and eventually turned off messages in the app completely and deleted him from Strava. However, she has since received multiple follow requests from him. Despite being able to edit or delete previous exercise routes, Emma said, it still frightened her that he may have already seen where she runs in the past. I wouldn't know if he turned up. All I've got is a grainy picture of him off of Strava. And you know what? A lot of people who do this kind of thing don't even put their own photos up. They don't. They put fake photos up. Emma is not the only one who has raised concerns about the app being used by certain people to harass or even stalk users. The BBC has seen evidence on online forums of people who said strangers had continuously turned up on their runs. One Strava user said they had to stop doing a particular trail due to someone repeatedly trying to join them. Another said even after changing their privacy settings, an unwanted person still continued to show up on a particular route. In 2022, a nurse from Herefordshire used the app to track a man repeatedly breaking stalking protection orders by doing so. In 2024, she was given a 10-month service sentence on license. So it's not just men that do this kind of thing, it's women as well. Sam Ryan is one of the run leaders at Northbrook Running Club in Coventry. She has been raising awareness of running safety and set up run clubs during the winter. She told the BBC many of her group had also received unwanted messages through the app, including comments on their appearance. One of the things she has noticed is that many do not realise how open their Strava profile is due to their default settings. So yeah, don't advertise your runs. Don't put your names to them. When I've shared them on here, I crop them. I don't include my name, my real name. And if somebody did keep turning up on my run, I would definitely change my route. Luckily, where I run, it's close to my home. There are many dog walkers that go there and they know me. So I know where to go, so that is a bonus. But yeah, we have to be so careful. We have to be so careful as women. Men as well, as we've seen here. Some had messages saying, you look good today, or you looked good today. So they had been there watching them. Even if you haven't run with them, they've just been at the same location. We just want to go and run. We don't want to meet people. Sometimes I see runners that I might know, but they don't run my route. So, we sort of say hello and, nod and that. And that's what it is. It's cyclists as well. I see cyclists. We all nod at each other because we're all doing really difficult exercise. And most of us are red in the face and dying. But yeah, it is scary that we have this horrible society where men think that they can do this, and some women, where men think it's okay, where men get obsession with a woman and want to meet them, but she's not interested. If the woman says no, that's it. If a man walks up to a woman in a pub, Will Hitchens is a guy that I follow as well. He's really good. He's on TikTok, he's on YouTube, and it comes up on my Facebook feed as well. If a woman is in a pub or a bar and she's sat there having a drink with a friend and some guy walks up to her and says, can I talk to you? You look nice. Can I get your phone number? And she says no, then okay, and walk away. Don't take it as a reason to carry on harassing her for her number and think that it's a game that she's playing. It's not. She's not interested. She is not interested. How far do we have to take it as women to say we're not interested? Most women will be polite to a man who approaches her like that, because there are men out there that will lose it and will lash out and will wait for a woman outside, or will do something else. They become abusive. They start telling the woman that she's a biatch, that she's a hoe, that she's teasing men because of the way she's dressed, or they make these comments. They make life so difficult for women. There's one I saw, it was an African lady, I can't remember, it looked like it might have been South Africa, but I'm not sure. And she was sat there having her lunch at a table by herself. And this guy came up to her. You don't see his face. She's just recording her table, because obviously women do this. We know that we're going to have to protect ourselves. So we record it so that if we are on a live, that somebody may hopefully find our phone. And if you are ever scared, go live, live stream on Facebook, so that, you know, people can see what's going on. But he was saying, oh, can I sit with you? And she's like, no, I'm fine, thank you, I'm not interested. And she was polite, and she was polite, and she was polite. And then he started calling her a bitch and saying this and that, and, you know, you're nasty. But then he was like, oh, come on, come for a drink with me. So he's being nasty, and then they say something like, but I'm a nice guy, really. Let's read some comments, and then I'm going to head off because I'm starving, and I know Tansky, I hope, is going to be going live later. Looking forward to that, because I can watch this week, because my paranormal show is not on this week. It's on every alternate week. Chrissy, I would love to see a National Register of Domestic Abusers, which would see them having to register their details with the cops, have unannounced home visits from the police and their devices. Absolutely, that would be good. Men or women, you know, I'm not saying this is just men that do it, but the percentage of men that do it is higher. And obviously, I'm a woman speaking from a woman's perspective here, so I can't really speak for men. And my focus is on women and feminism. So it is, you know, to me, important that women have a support network. It's like I want to set up a group, a support group for women who've been in abusive relationships. And I know that men will probably say, well, why can't I come? And it's like, no, you have to go to your own group or set up your own group, because women want to feel safe in that environment. We don't want to go into a group setting where there are men and we've been abused by men. You know, it's not about them at that time and feeling left out. It is about women protecting women and women helping women get through these situations. Pete, aware of the Dial 55 service? No, I wasn't. So thank you. So many running groups in our local town. All you see is groups of bouncing LED lights caterpillaring along the roads. There is a local running group here, but I don't run on roads. I don't like road running. I run in the day. I'm lucky that I can run in the day. This is why I used a nickname and not a profile photo of myself online. We need to have specific offences for domestic abuse with lengthy minimum custodial sentences. Chrissy, I agree with you. As far as I'm concerned, it should be life. That's it. Because so many abusers get out of prison and go on to commit abuse, go back to prison, come out again, and eventually unalive their partner. There are so many instances where that is the case. And you will find that the vast majority of women who are victims of femicide are their partners, or, you know, their unalivers have been in and out of prison. And I know a lot of people will say, yeah, but why do women constantly go back to these people? It's a trauma bond. It is a trauma bond. It is, you know, something that is formed between that person who's abusive and the person who is the victim. The victim is generally somebody who is very vulnerable. They will choose a vulnerable person. And at first, there's the love bombing phase where they will, you know, really love bomb the person, tell them how beautiful they are, buy them gifts, and, you know, the real sort of, you know, romantic stuff. And the woman thinks, wow, this, you know, and the man, this does happen the other way around as well. I'm not saying it only happens this way. And then there will be something that occurs. The man loses his temper. And the woman's like, whoa. And the man goes, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I'm really sorry, it won't happen again. And then the gaslighting starts. Oh, you don't remember that properly. That's not what happened. This happened. I didn't lose my temper. No, you lost your temper, remember? And then there's more abuse. And more gaslighting and more abuse. And then the abuser will turn around and blame the victim, make it their fault, and that they themselves, the abuser, then becomes the victim. It's DARVO, deny, attack, reverse, victim and offender. So the denies it, I didn't do it, wasn't me. Attack the other person, it was you that did it. Reversing the victim, and the offender then becomes the victim. So I hope that makes sense. And then, of course, every time the woman tries to leave, the man comes back, but I love you and I'm sorry and I won't do it again, or the woman, or the way round, until something actually happens. Romance films and books that perpetuate the idea of relentlessly pursuing women until they cave are a little bit to blame. Yeah, absolutely. As well as, and something that keeps coming up on my feed, and probably because I watch a lot of horror, is these books where the woman is, finding her alpha male wolf. And it's like this one woman surrounded by 4 men. It's like, whoa, what is that teaching us? What is that teaching younger women? These things, can be dangerous. Not for, the fact that you're reading it, but for the fact that a girl might think, oh, this, maybe I can get 4 men to like me and the best one has to choose me. But meanwhile, those 4 men probably want something else. The majority of DV and SA have witnessed, oh no, where's it gone? It's gone, sorry. Blooming thing. Have witnessed or experienced DV or DA in childhood, and because we don't have the support services, they are helped navigate the, yeah, that is true. That is true. Some form of abuse. It could be abuse of a parent or a sister or a sibling or an uncle or an aunt. It could be any form of abuse like that, and that it's learned behavior. It is learned behavior. You learn from your parents. So if you see your father attack your mother as a child, as you grow up, and this becomes constant, as you grow up, you may see that as being, this is the way it is. This is what is supposed to happen. I used to pretend not to speak English or that I was deaf. Now I just avoid men as much as humanly possible. Andrea, I'm the same. I am the same. Absolutely the same. I recently saw a woman rip out her used pad and start screaming at a group of men harassing her. Yep. The only way that we can stop that as a woman is to become aggressive. And then men turn around and tell us that, oh, look at you, now you're being aggressive. You're the one to blame. I'm a man and can't speak for men. Bless you, Lost Missionary. Tan's at 8. Okay, well, I need to go shortly. So have we had any trolls tonight, Chris C and Diz? Have there been any trolls that have come on? Because I've not noticed anything. You're a spannering maniac. Better the devil you know. I think it should be a mandatory 10-year custodial sentence with them serving 2/3 before they can apply for release for first offence. Second offence is a life sentence with a minimum term of 20 years before parole. No, I am not a maniac. I just hate trolls. He'll sleep exhausted from all the spanner action. Troll hunter. So breaking news, it has been confirmed that a child has been unalived in the Bondi shooting. Oh, bless. Oh, prayers of love and light to the family. And let's hope that the goddess takes that child's soul into her arms. It's just terrible. These things are terrible. And I believe it was a Hanukkah celebration as well, wasn't it? So it was an anti-Semitic thing. Right, guys, I'm going to head off. because I am starving and my cats are still starving. 4 more children in Sydney's hospital as well. Oh, let's think of them with love and light and send them positive energy, and hopefully those children will recover. And, you know, it's just awful, absolutely awful. Yeah, they do them at the Jewish holidays, they do them at the Muslim holidays, at the, you know, Sikh holidays, at the Hindu holidays. It is just expletives. Right, I'm going to head off. I don't know if I'm going to be going live tomorrow evening. As I say, I've got hair appointment, then I've got bloods, then I've got flu jab. But definitely Tuesday. I've got an eye appointment at 2 on Tuesday, but that shouldn't take too long. So I will definitely go live on Tuesday. I'm also going to be recording some videos this week because I finally have time to do that. I'm so excited about that because I've got loads of stuff, loads of content to cover. And yeah, hopefully I'll be live Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday and Sunday as well. I'm going to be doing a video on Yule as well, and pagan Yule and how that works and what we do. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who has been on the live stream tonight. Thank you to my mods, Chris C and Diz. You've been absolutely amazing. Thank you to everybody who's watched, who's commented. And if you are leaving and you haven't yet liked, please like. Please share this as well, and because it really helps me to get noticed on YouTube, because you know that the YouTube algorithms are very, very, very drunk all the time. Have a lovely evening. I'll see you all on Tan's feed later. Blessed be. Mwah.